The NASCAR truck race has officially concluded from Pocono Raceway, and we see Kyle Busch get the 100th win for Kyle Busch Motorsports and do it in a last lap pass on Corey Heim. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. I just got done watching NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race in Pocono. We got a lot to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So before the green flag drop in today's race, a ton of drivers actually had to start at the rear of the field. Ty Majeski was among them. Christian Eckes was another one. Ben Rose had to start at the rear. I believe also Parker Kligerman and Josh Ream had to go to the rear of the field as well. So at the start of the race, he had Nick Sanchez lead the field from the outside and Jake Garcia on the inside. And Nick Sanchez stacked up the field and basically jacked it up on the restart, but they were able to continue going. And Nick Sanchez got a really strong run and was able to clear for the race lead. The race would go for a few laps, and in the first caution race to come out lap number 4 for Tanner Gray, who just got loose in turn number 1. I think it was on the inside of his teammate Kaz Gralla. Just lost it off the corner. It hit the inside wall really, really hard, bringing the caution out. Then we saw a little bit of strategy for guys like Tyler Ankrum, Haley Deegan lost out, and Corey Roper, Steve Malozzi would come down pit road while the rest leaders stayed out. So out of the restart, Nick Sanchez lead the field from the outside with Zane Smith on the inside, and Zane Smith got a really strong restart going in the corner, and with a great push from Matt DiBenedetto, was able to clear for the race lead. Zane Smith was able to pull away. You had Nick Sanchez and Matt DiBenedetto battling for second, and Kyle Busch was also charging up to the field as well. They would not have anything for Zane Smith, and Zane Smith would come out the final corner and win stage 1. Then we saw a little bit of strategy where guys like Ben Rhodes, Ross Chastain, Kaz Gralla, Cade Honeycutt, Matt DiBenedetto, Grant Enfinger would all come down pit road while the rest leaders stayed out. So now on the restart after shuffle up, you had Zane Smith lead from the outside with Kyle Busch on the inside, and Corey Heim got a really strong pass on Kyle Busch and able to pass both those guys for the race lead. Eventually, though, Kyle Busch was able to get the lead back. Then we saw some green flag pit stop happening near the end of stage 2 because guys are coming in with the road course strategy. We had Kyle Busch come down pit road along with guys like Corey Heim, Christian Eckes, Jake Garcia, Carson Osvar, Chase Purdy, Taylor Gray, Ty Majeski, Ramon, the guys that came down pit road, while the rest leaders stayed out, including Zane Smith, Nick Sanchez, Stuart Friesen, and of course Matt DiBenedetto. But they would not have anything for him as Zane Smith would come off the corner and sweep the stages and win stage number 2. Then we saw a little bit of strategy where all the guys that did not come down pit road, or already actually come down pit road, they would stay out. Well, guys like Haley Deegan, Brent Rose, and everyone else pretty much came down pit road. Brett Holmes only took field. Haley Deegan took 2 tires, and the rest leaders took 4. So then on the restart, Corey Heim lead the field from the outside because he actually was the highest up of the guys that basically went down the pit road and came out. Yeah, Corey Heim lead the field from the outside with Kyle Busch on the inside, and we saw Corey Heim get a really strong restart and was able to clear for the race lead. There was a contact in the middle of the pack between Ross Chastain and Christian Eckes, but Ross Chastain got out of shape and dropped all the way back to 19th position. Just a little bit of contact going on. They had a really good battle going on for the lead between Kyle Busch and Corey Heim. Kyle Busch was getting really strong runs down the straightaways, but he was able to clear for a second, but eventually Corey Heim was able to pass him back. It looked like this race was going to be a great finish between Kyle Busch and Corey Heim. And then with 15 laps to go, trouble would strike on the racetrack for Jake Garcia and Nick Sanchez. Nick Sanchez bottled it up, got a little bit loose going, I believe, into turn number 1, and went up the racetrack and collected Jake Garcia. Jake had nowhere to go and brought the caution out. Just a little bit of mistake. You get loose on the inside of some of these trucks and the aerodynamics and stuff do come into play. So disappointing there for both those guys. Jake was having a pretty solid run, and Nick Sanchez also was having a really good day as well, but Nick was able to continue on. So then at this point, he had some drivers come down pit road, including Matt Crafton, Haley Deegan, Colby Howard, Tyler Ankrum, all came down pit road, while the rest leaders stayed out. So then on the restart, Corey Heim lead the field from the outside with Kyle Busch on the inside, and Corey Heim got a really strong restart and was able to clear for the lead. But right behind him, trouble would strike. The biggest wreck of the day would take place when Carson Osvar basically went up the racetrack, got loose, and caused a massive accident that collected Kaz Gralla, Parker Kligerman, Stuart Friesen, Stephen Parsons, Austin Hill, Loss Allen, Zane Smith, and Ross Chastain were all involved in this big wreck. That is completely on Carson Osvar, in my opinion. He's not made a lot of mistakes recently, so for him to make a mistake like that, that's a rookie mistake. He just went up the racetrack, drove it up the track, and caused everybody to get loose and cause a massive accident. Carson, like I said, hasn't made a lot of those mistakes recently, but he causes the biggest wreck that takes out a lot of competition and a lot of drivers. Just really disappointing on Carson right there. And it took out some really good trucks. Zane Smith, who had a chance to win the race. Stuart Friesen, who got a lot of points today, is now below the cutoff line because of that, going to final race and likely going to have to win at this point. Just really disappointing. Because of that, they would have to throw the red flag. They eventually, though, got everything cleaned up after 13 minutes and got back going. And we went to the final restart of this race with Corey Heim leading the field from the outside and Kyle Busch on the inside, and Corey Heim got a really strong restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Then it basically came down to a truck battle between Kyle Busch and Corey Heim. Kyle Busch is getting these really strong runs because the draft works extremely well at Pocono with the long straightaways. Kyle Busch is getting a fantastic and good run from Corey Heim, but Corey's able to hold off. As came down to the white flag, Kyle Busch got a really strong run in Corey Heim going into turn number 1, but was not able to pass him. Then going down one of the longer straightaways, Kyle Busch got finally a fantastic run and dive low going into the tunnel turn and passes Corey Heim, passes him clean in a very impressive move like Shane Van Gisbergen did at Chicago Street Course, passes him right for the lead, and was able to clear. And coming off the final corner, Kyle Busch makes the last lap pass and picks up the second win of the 2023 Truck Series season, his 64th career Truck Series victory, and most in all, the 100th win for Kyle Busch Motorsports in the Truck Series, becoming the first truck team to win 100 races. Huge congratulations to Kyle Busch. Kyle, I think, definitely for sure had one of the better trucks, but I'll be honest, I thought Corey Heim completely had this race won, but that was a super impressive move by Kyle, and he definitely had a better truck, I think, than Corey at times, too. This dirty air was such a big thing because Pocono has a lot of dirty air. When you get behind somebody in the Truck Series, has a lot of dirty air as well, especially with the lower horsepower in the Truck Series. But overall, congratulations to Kyle Busch with an impressive move and getting Kyle Busch Motorsports to 100th win. He basically said, now I can shut up about that, and now Kyle Busch passes Corey Heim and gets the victory. Huge congratulations to Kyle Busch on winning this race. So now we're going to look at the race results. I'll give you my score of today's race. So Kyle Busch picks up the victory. Corey Heim finishes second. I thought Corey had that race won, to be honest with you, but a great day for Corey Heim, who I don't know if he'll gain a lot of points on Zane Smith, because even though Zane crashed out, Zane did get a lot of stage points, so it's going to be pretty close going into the final race, but Corey Heim, nonetheless, another fantastic day. I think he is for sure the championship favorite at this moment. Fantastic day for Corey Heim in second. Taylor Gray finishes third. His best race, I think, of the year so far. He was up front contending for the win, especially late. He got helped by some of the strategy early, but a great day for Taylor Gray in third place. Tricon just had some great pace and speed throughout the day, and he finishes in third. Christopher finished fourth, struggled early in the race, but the truck seemed to come into him, especially later in the run, and gets a very solid top 5 finish for Torrey. Great run for him in fourth place. And Grant Enfinger finishes fifth. Grant was really never mentioned on the broadcast, but a very solid top 5 run. He's asleep for this championship, in my opinion. Solid run for Grant Enfinger in fifth place. Ty Majeski finishes sixth with his great run today. He's officially locked into the Truck Series Plus, pending post-race inspection. Ty Majeski struggled at the beginning of the day, but as the race went on, his truck definitely got better, and the farther it got forward, the better the truck felt, because the more clean air you have in these trucks, the better they get. Great day for Ty Majeski in sixth place. Christian Eckes finished seventh. Solid run for him in seventh place. Dean Thompson finished eighth. Good to see him finish in the top 10. He had a pretty solid run. He was in the top 5 near the end of the race. Got passed by a few trucks late, but gets a very solid top 10 finish in eighth. I think he finished in the top 5 in the ARCA race earlier today as well, so solid run for him in eighth place. Ben Rose finishes ninth. Ben struggled early, but they made that truck definitely a lot better and gets a very solid top 10 finish in ninth. Good run for Ben Rose. And Matt DiBenedetto finishes 10th. Matt DiBenedetto probably had one of the better days, in my opinion, of people in this field. He got a lot of stage points. I think he got benefited from that. A lot of his competition struggled throughout the day to get stage points and stuff. But a great day for this 25 truck. They had definitely a top 5 truck, but they were going for points, which I think was the goal for them coming into this week. They're now in a really good position going into Richmond. And that's Matt DiBenedetto's, I believe, 6th straight top 10 finish in a row. Very awesome run for Matt DiBenedetto. Carson Osmar finished 11th. Carson's had a couple races where I think he's made mistakes on the racetrack, but he does recover to finish in 11th place. Decent run for him. Tyler Ankrum finished 12th. Struggled early in the race. Is back at 25th at one point, but he does recover to finish 12th. Solid run for him. Haley Deegan finishes 13th and lucky 13th. Decent run for her. She actually had a top 20 truck and was moving to the field near the end of the race. Definitely got helped by the big wreck that happened because she was probably going to finish 20th. But good to see her finish in the top 15. I think that's her first top 15 finish in quite some time. So good to see her really not having any major issues and mistakes and finished 13th. Saw a run for her. Matt Crafton finished 14th. He was terrible throughout the day. They made that truck definitely better near the end. They also got through the big wreck that definitely helped him because Crafton was probably going to finish around 25th. They were not good today. One of his worst races of the year, but he does get a solid top 15 finish in 14th place. Colby Howard finished 15th. Decent run for him. Raj Crew finished 16th. Good to see him actually finish race. Probably the first time in a while we haven't seen him have race-winning pace or speed. I think Raj had qualified good, but unfortunately just struggled throughout the race and finished 16th. Daniel Dye finished 17th. Decent run for him. Chase Purdy finished 18th. Not a great run for him. Nick Sanchez finished 19th. Talk about him. Nick Sanchez had a really good truck. Probably should have finished better than he did, but he's in a good position probably in the points at this point and does finish 19th. But what a shame. Had a truck that easily could have won and just got loose there and just made a mistake there that cost him a ton of points. And Caden Honeycutt finishes 20th. Tyler Hill finished 21st. Park Kligerman, who got involved in the crash, he finished 22nd. Corey Rober finished 23rd. Steve Malazzi finished 24th. Best finish I think he's had in his Truck Series career. So good run for Steven. Spencer Boyd finished 25th. Josh Reun finished 26th. Lost Allen was involved in the big wreck. He finished 27th. Stephen Parsons, who got some damage earlier race from Haley Deegan, he finished 28th. Brett Holmes finished 29th. Ross Chatini was involved in the big accident. He finished 30th. He was never a big factor in this race, which is disappointing because Nice has had some great pace and speed. Ross in general just has not been a factor in a lot of these races this year in 2023. Kaz Grall finished 31st, up in the top 10 near the end of the race, but like I said, got involved in the big accident. Tough break for him. Stuart Friesen finished 32nd. He does get a lot of stage points, which really will help him a little bit, but unfortunately, getting involved in the big accident, he's likely at this point going to almost have to win a race to make it. He'll have to probably win at Richmond. Austin Hill finished 33rd. He was a top 5 truck most of the day, but got involved in the big accident. Tough break for him. Zane Smith finished 34th. I think Zane would have had something for Corey Heim and Kyle Busch if he got up there and contended, but unfortunately got involved in the big accident as well. Jake Garcia, after crashing out late, he finished 35th. And finishing last in 36th is Tanner Gray. So now, let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give you my score of today's race. I'll be honest, I thought the finish itself was really, really good. But the rest of the race, I thought was okay. I thought the middle half was okay, coming like 20 or 19 to go, especially when Kyle was making or attempting to make passes on the leader, Corey Heim. I thought that was good for sure. But again, I just feel like this race wasn't the greatest in the world. It was kind of boring at times to watch, but it wasn't terrible. It was decent in my opinion. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Truck Series race, I'll increase it because of the finish. I'll give today's race overall a 7 out of 10. It would probably have been a 6 if not for the good finish near the end. My score of today's Truck Series race is going to be 7 out of 10. Just decent racing overall, not great, boring at times. That's Pocono for you. Pocono is not the most exciting track on the Truck Series schedule. So, that is going to be today's NASCAR Truck Series race review for the CRC Brake Lean 150. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links description below with that, and comment your thoughts on today's race. Your thoughts on today's race, let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below, and congratulate Kyle Busch on picking up Kyle Busch Motorsports 100 victory as an organization. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today, after the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, there should be an Xfinity Series race review on the channel. Then tomorrow, I'll have the NASCAR Cup Series race review from Pocono. And then Monday, we'll have a NASCAR news video. There's been a lot of news breaking earlier today we'll talk about, and a lot of content dropping very, very soon on the channel that I think you're going to enjoy. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.